Hi guys and welcome back to the channel. Today I've got two replays in the Czech Tier 8 Premium Medium tank, the General Skoda T27. Now this is a tank that you are going to be able to earn in the brand new season, what is it called, Arms Race now? Yeah, Arms Race. You're going to be able to earn it at level 75 in the Arms Race Season Pass. And yeah, it's another earn-up tank that's pretty decent. So, the General. What is the General like? Well, it's not a Ragnarok. The biggest problem with the tank is the fact that it isn't a Ragnarok. Because the Ragnarok is another Czech Tier 8 Premium that is just... Obviously, it's one of the God tier premiums, right? And this tank is definitely more balanced. And that just makes it look... It just makes it pale in comparison to the Ragnarok. Because what's the differences? Well, it's got 3-shot clips, same as the Ragnarok. It's Czech, same as the Ragnarok. It's fat, which the Ragnarok isn't. It's a big problem for the tank. It's got a gun that is different to the Ragnarok, because the Ragnarok has a 100mm gun with 300 alpha. This tank has an 88mm gun with 240 alpha, which obviously means your clip potential is lower, but you do reload a little bit quicker, which is quite nice. So the Ragnarok's something like 25 seconds, whereas this is 20. Or we'll see in a second, 19.6. You know, so that's the difference. You have, you know, fairly similar pen. You've got 202 pen on the standard, 242 on the premium. I think the Ragnarok is fairly similar to that. The downside to this tank, obviously, with the gun caliber, is the fact it's an 88mm instead of a 100mm like the Ragnarok's got. The 100mm helps it hit, with the extra alpha as well, I should add in, helps it hit and pen a fair few more shots that this gun won't, just because of caliber and all that sort of good stuff. There's some, like, 30mm plates that you won't overmatch, for example, on quite a few tanks. Like, if a machine's YOLOing you in a Ragnarok, you can pen his side really easily with all 3 shots by just shooting the side, even if he's heading at you straight on. This tank won't do that. Because I believe the machine size 30mm. Try and rack my brain now. I believe it is 30mm anyway. Same principle applies, but there's quite a few tanks anyway like that. But that doesn't mean it's not a bad tank. Because it is a good tank. Like I say, it's just a more balanced version really of the Ragnarok, because the Ragnarok's crazy. And it's got decent camo, which is helped by having a camo net on this. So I do run optics, vert stabs and camo net. Camo net to make it that little bit more stealthy for times when I'm doing this. Add in there the camouflage expertise perk, and you can be stealthy. You can get some good positions to be able to spot out, and you'll get a good amount of assistance, a good amount of damage. Now we're on Westfield, and I've got South Spawn, which is not the best spawn. The other spawn is definitely better. North Spawn is definitely best spawn, but we're making the most of it. If you can rush to K0 and make sure that you're not rushing into K0 when the enemy has tanks that are coming this way, you can get a lot of assisted and a fair amount of damage from using these bushes in this area here. So you're seeing I have so many shots out from different positions. I'm now trying to move up into a different place so that I've got more bushes between me and them, so I'm not getting spotted, and we're just going to drop the clip into people. This position is really great. Like I say, if you sit in these bushes and boost your view range with food as well, if anyone fires in positions like where that T30 is, or more likely the spotting bushes at like G7 area, if they fire and you've got your food boosted view range up, you will generally spot them. And that obviously is assisted for you, but not just that. You're also getting rid of the tanks that are in that really annoying position, and you can shoot them, usually for free. Now, unfortunately, we get spotted by the atomic there as we fired through the bush. That's because, well, I wasn't quite all the way through the bush there, and he's got really good view range, so he was always going to spot me. We're up to 4.2k spotting, 3.3k damage, sorry, and we've done a good amount of damage. And like I said, this was so good about, I mean, I love Westfield anyway, but that's what's so good about this position, being able to get the damage output that you can from it. And like I said, the K0 line, right, that 0 line spotting is great, because if you do have people that are camping on the sniper hills and you have people behind you, you spot all the ones that are sitting on the 0 line trying to shoot what the guys at G7 are spotting. So therefore you get assistance on them, especially if you've got artillery. If you've got artillery helping you out as well, that will definitely boost up what you can do greatly. So we go around the corner on that atomic there, who was not paying attention in the slightest. We managed to drop our clip into him. I was going to go for the meme ram there to finish it off on the VK4503, but unfortunately he got finished off just before we fired. And we finished with a victory, 2 kills, 4k damage, 4.2k assistance, ace tanker. We're up to 92.3 in that one, 2.1k base XP. Oh, and I did forget to mention, if you haven't guessed by the title as always, this is the third Mark of Excellence video. And it's quite lucky I had this video, or these replays ready to go, waiting for the right moment. And then obviously they announced that level 75 was this tank. Perfect. Perfect time to release the video for it. This game again is about, as what happens in third Mark grinds at times, is you have games like you had in the previous one where you have massive games, and then the third Mark video is not third Mark video, the third Mark game is just a little bit underwhelming. It's kind of the more, I'd say this is probably the more average game for the tank, but it's enough to get you over the third Mark level and grind, really. In terms of my crew, that's a good point, I didn't go over that. In terms of my crew on this tank, I run Born Leader, Rapid Reload, Sixth Sense, Trap Mechanic, Situational Awareness, Steady Aim, Snapshot, Run and Gun, and Camouflage Expertise. Now, you could drop the Snapshot for Muffled Shot if you wanted to try and help the camo out a little bit better when you're firing through bushes and that. I do know that Muffled Shot isn't working right now, but for longevity reasons, when they do actually fix that perk, that's what I'd recommend to take, possibly. Yeah, so anyway, that's just the disclaimer. Yeah, so you know, you could run Muffled Shot to help you firing through bushes and not get spotted. So the likelihood is when we fired at that atomic, when we pulled through the bushes, I know I didn't get quite far enough away from it because he spotted me, but if I had the Muffled Shot, the likelihood is he might not have done. You know, stuff like that. And the accuracy on this gun is better than the Ragnarok, that is the point. You do drop the 100mm gun and the clip potential to have 0.35 accuracy instead of 0.38. So it is more accurate, but it still derps shots every now and then, which is why I run all the gun perks on it, just to make sure that this gun is perfect. And obviously, missing shots in autoloaders at times, well, same as it is in any tank, but most of the time in an autoloader is just wasted potential and it's frustrating. So making the gun as good as possible is what you want to do, so you can hit all your shells and do all the damage you possibly can. So right now we're pushing to break their camp on this flank, and the best way to do that is dipping and dodging, dipping and diving into these dips. Fortunately enough, we got some nice shots at the people that have pushed across the 9 line. And now we're going to move up. We're going to see if there's anything else chilling out along this ridge line. Yeah, if you are pushing this flank on steps, what you need to do is, instead of just pushing straight across the open, you need to get into pushing between the covers. So going into each dip, pushing each dip and sticking to the right hand side as much as possible. Because if you follow the train tracks or go out in the open, if they've got enough TDs and stuff in there, you're getting wrecked. And obviously that's not what you want to do, because you'll just have not a very good game generally. So we're looking for a shot at the KV4. Unfortunately that one missed. We're only up to 1100 damage with 634 resistance. So far this is not enough. We need to get more done. So I'm going to push more aggressively. I want to kind of try and push this way, see if there's any extra things hiding along this 6-7 bit, along the A line. Because if there's anything here, it'll hurt me. And then I want to push across and get to this ball sig. So we managed to spot the ball sig, get to him before he managed to fire at us, which is nice, and we shut him down. We're up to 1444. That's quite a satisfying number. And we're up to 2k combined, pretty much. Nearly 2.1k combined. Now this is enough that we're probably going to see, if we're going to see a drop, it's not going to be much. It's probably, you know, ballparking it, probably going to be like a 0.3, 0.4 drop. We need another 1,000 damage probably to guarantee that we're going to get enough to go up for the third mark. And really that's just 1 or 2 more clips. So we're up to 2.6k damage combined. And we've got this Hellcat in front of us. So we're just waiting for this clip to go in. We're rushing along to get to these tanks to get the damage as fast as possible. You know, we're just basically trying to race our team to these guys, because this team is, you know, their team's folded, they've lost. Unfortunately enough, we've got the clip in, and we've got this poor little Carib P88 to farm. We dropped the whole clip in, and now I'm reloading. Well, my team's crushing them, so I'm thinking, you know what, the likelihood is I might not get the chance to get this reload in, so I'm just going to ram this Hellcat. I've got the health, I don't care if I take enough hits. We get a ram in there for an extra 200 damage, which is vital really for what we want when we're playing with small margins, and we shut him down, and that was 2.8k damage, like 3.6k combined, which is way more than enough to go up probably 0.3, 0.4 at the time of recording this video, and we ended up with a third mark of excellence at 95.2. But yeah, the general Skoda T27, it's a very nice tank, and for everyone to get it for free on the season pass at level 75, you can't complain because it's a damn good tank. And yeah, it's just a balanced version of the Ragnarok without the silver bonus, unfortunately, for everyone else. So as always, everybody, thank you very much for watching. I'll see you next time.
A great success!